Guys, just welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. First cast out. I mean, rod's off the rest. I'm here, just so you know, while I'm fighting this fish and filming at the same time, which you don't see many people do. I am on the River Wye, Hereford and District Angling Association. Been talking to Woody earlier on, not been able to get this swim. Come down early, so I'm on B&B. We're early, I don't know, 9:30. Pellet and feeder, piled a load of bait in, and I better land this fish, and I backed it up, literally first cast. Slack liner when they bump the feeder towards you. Wow, that was literally first cast. Oh man. Now, I'm on day 2. Day 1 was a ball bust river trip. I actually hooked 4, got 2. One was a nice fish show. And so many chub, it doesn't bear thinking about, but they're up to about £1.5, I would say, would be the biggest I had. But very, very, very fat fish, I've noticed. Today's conditions totally different to the blue sky. I'm watching this one as well, you see, at the same time. I haven't even got my waders on. I was going to get my waders on. I was going to go rolling meat, but I thought I'm going to feed the swim first with a pellet of my ground bait. So I've got some left over from yesterday, and this guy's really going. They don't like this shallow water when they get in here. Where is he? I want to see him. Oh, he's a nice fish. And that's the reason I got those bite indicators, because I was down there getting ready with the clothes, tidying myself up. Didn't think I'd get one that quick. I'll be perfectly honest. And this has got quite a short tail on it, the drop. The other one's got a long tail on it. This is the length, the hook length from the feeder. Hope the tide doesn't come in, because I'm probably going to get my barrow underwater. So you see what I've done there? Look. I've adapted it, so I put through the ring ties, I'm going to call it. Oh, it's a nice fish. Through the ring ties, I've got my buzzers there. I'll show you in a minute, see if I can get this kiddie in there. He's not liking it. But it's too late because he's in. Look at that. That's what I come for in my jumbo feeders. Look, I haven't even got the mat ready. I'm using the mat as a table. I cannot believe how tough it was yesterday. What a great fish. That is so made up for yesterday, I have to tell you. Not a giant, 4.5 pounds, so something like that. But let's get the kiddie back. And of course, as the saying goes, let's get that bait out there again. I wanted to go downstream, push the barrow all the way there. Second day in a row, no, there's a guy in it. They must live there day and night. Okay, conditions, we can calm down now. Conditions are overcast, perfect. No wind, perfect. Very light drizzle, not so perfect, but good for fishing. The river is, I suppose, classified as low, which for the autumn is very, very low, but I like to get up here before the leaves come off the trees, because it's really annoying. It's okay for rolling meat, but when you're doing this, you know, the leaves build up in the line, pull down more and more and more, and I always feel that they eventually smother the bait, go down over the feeder. And of course, later in the year, I don't come later in the year, they'll get on the bottom, they're laying on the bottom, and then of course they can't see your bait unless they have a big flood and wash all the leaves out. I'm going to bait that second one up and get it out. These feeders don't take long to empty, that's the truth of it. Probably barely 5 minutes. And I was told years ago, if you're going to use the feeder, it's called a feeder. Feed, feed, feed. Use it regularly. Don't just sit there waiting for something to come along and hang itself. You've got to sort of work at it. So maybe I'll get for all this ground bait today. Of course, it could just be a flash in the pan. It's a one fish wonder. But by golly, it's better to get one early doors than it is cast and cast Last night I had to lay on one shoulder because I've been fishing yesterday, rolling meat, casting. Stayed late till about 20 past 7. That's a little bit shorter. I just bump the feeder once. Does two things. It empties a little bit of feed, sends it downstream, and it ensures that I'm not snagged up. These are just there for when I'm looking away, messing with the camera, because so I have to make a film. Look, there's 2 camera bags, putting the waders on, I'm sat in the chair. There's so much power. Look, pushing the rod tops over there. I stand sideways too, you can see the sort of bowed over with the tension. Now yesterday, when I was fishing, I had loads and loads of chub. At the moment, nothing. Got to get myself organised. I need to put the chair that side. Maybe put the umbrella up. So you can see, I'm getting wet here. It doesn't seem it, but it is drizzling. Right guys, let's get organised. Something else you can do, I do it when I'm feeder fishing in a lake, is I cast 2 feeders out at the same time, and that puts a lot of feed in the water. And you can do it with the river. Not so much with maggot filled feeders, because by the time you've got one there, the maggots will all be crawling out and breaking everywhere. Just use my old nappy changing mat here, and as you can see, I've got them both rigged up. I've got pellets on both of them. They're both with feeders, and there's the pellet all ready to go. And then I just send them both out bush in the water, you know, one up here, one farther down. I try and perhaps put one over that side and one a little bit inside there. It's just a way of maybe boosting a bite, I'm going to call it, because at the end of the day, let's face it, that's what it's all about. And they wash out quickly. Just bump once. Now that feed's already coming out, and not necessarily fish on that rod, but that is tumbling down. Let's get that straight. That's tumbling down, that food already. You see the feed coming out there. So by the time I send this one downstream of it, the other one, the food will be down there. The fish might be feeding actively, and I might get a take pretty well early doors on this rod. That's the theory anyway. You never know. Strange things happen at sea. It might have just been one lucky fish. Ah, that's just right. I hope the rain stays off. It's still rain. It's one of those days where, like in Ireland, you get it mizzle, you know, it's just light rain. You think, oh, actually it's not really raining, I'm okay. No, you will get wet. That's why I put the, I could have done with a big umbrella, but it's just more gear to lug, isn't it? The other thing I specialise in, putting the chair back here, putting all the gear around, trying to keep it dry, and sitting so that when it rains, it drips off the umbrella onto my knees. Have you ever done that? So it goes from here, and you can position yourself almost perfectly so it comes down, and then you end up with soaking knees, and you end up sitting like a hobbit back farther and farther trying to get under it. And you can't get back farther because the pole's there, and if you go out to the side a bit, you get wet there. Come on, let's see that rod fold over again. I love it. Squirrel jumping from tree to tree, it's amazing. He'll be getting for the autumn leaves starting to come down. So you got one over there. Looks like an oak tree or something. It's all dead in the middle. Why is that? Why is it dead? Because there's a river there. It can't be, well, lack of water, can it? I know the water is low. Probably, listen, it's no lower than I've seen before. I know all the people say, you'll never catch anything, it's too low. Well, I seem to do sort of okay. Get the odd fish, pick a few away. Come on. I mean, I don't know where the fish bite in this swim, but I'm starting up here. I'm going to give it a good hour, hour and a half on pellet, especially after getting that fish. And then I'm going to go out with the waders and roll meat down that bottom end. because the feed might be down. And I figure the more, you know, if you're pounding there, if you're not getting the bites up there, they might just lay right down the back here, sit back quietly. They haven't got to get pounded by the feed. The feed's still going downstream, isn't it? All the minnows take the little grains of ground bait and the pellets roll down. The minnows can't get them. It's just chub, barbel, hopefully. No chub bites yet, though. I think if I rolled a piece of meat around there, luncheon meat would do. Way down in the distance is unfortunate for me. Looks like a cormorant, and he's right on the line of my feed going down. So I know there's feed going all the way back there. I know there's fish back there. He's probably picking off chub or something. I think he needs a lead sandwich. There he is. That's cormorant. Lovely, lovely dub. Love to see them. Those, otters, crayfish. Bring it all on. Sewage. Well, I must get started a bit early in the morning for a rant. What do you think? Or is it? Well, having said that, I don't expect a chub or two. I've probably got a chub on here. It certainly looks that way to me. It's certainly not a barbel, I don't think. Even a small barbel, you bring it in and it starts digging, but the chub tends to come in fairly easily. I don't know, maybe it's a small barbel. I don't know. Hugging the bottom there. I'll add that down as a chub. Here's a chub. A chublet. Don't even need a net for. Where's no? He's a bit bigger than a chublet. Look. Yeah, no, he's a nice sized chub. So I'll stick with the pellet and feeder while I've got the feed going in. I'll do that. Double bomb effect again. They both go in. That might have been the reason I got the chub. I possibly don't need such a heavy jumbo feeder. I made these out of garden fencing, but I like to think they're anchored on the bottom. Let's get that one ready. Ah, that's twice I've cast in. I've gone in a snag. Now, sometimes you can pull these from downstream. This is the first time in a couple of days I've actually got a snag. No, probably going to lose this one. Oh, I got it back. That must be wee bit out there, so I think the next cast, that's 2 casts, that's why I'm not getting bites on this one. It might have broken the hook link off. And it has broken the hook link off. Right. On again, guys. I'm on again. It's got me downstream quite a bit. I want to keep downstream in that weed. This is a barbel. I'm digging for it. I might have got him just inside of it. They are some fish, aren't they? Look. Got the rod walloped over. I'm slowly walking back and upstream. I find if you keep constant pressure on them, you have to give when they give, and just ease them back up. I haven't dropped a wind yet. See him lunging? Look, look, look. Now I'll follow him back down. My gut feeling is there's a wee bit out there and he's trying to get into it. Wow, could it be the weather that's made a difference? Drizzly like this. Well, battery's gone down on the head cam right at the wrong moment, people. Drop that. Good job I got the backup camera here. Otherwise you guys would never believe me. Yeah, just switch yourself off. And at the moment, no anglers. I'm going to say, if anything, this might be a slightly bigger fish. Yeah, it's a slightly bigger one, guys. Look. Beaut. There we go. Calm down, buddy. Actually, barbel are pretty good for getting a picture out of. I'd say it's a bit bigger, this one. What do you guys think? Long fish, no belly to it, but still. Two for two, and a chub. Let's get the guy back. That's a classic pose years ago, like this. You can see there's old whiskers on him there. He goes rooting, digging around. Let's get him back. Ooh, can't get up now. Right, got the old glasses on now, so as I'm always told by people that are posy, you either use them for what they're used for, polarising glasses looking through the water, or you put them on to look cool. I should really put my collar up, and then you can wear them like this. And you have to wear them on top of the head to look cool. And you get a sort of walk with it as well, don't you? If you're like this normally, you're talking to somebody, it's fine. But as soon as you go like this, look, you put the collar up. I'll do it. I've got to look cool today. Put the collar up and you talk to people like this. You go, a sort of, I am such a superior being. I'm absolutely a better person than anybody else. Do I look cool or what? And the answer is no. You look like you're going to get grease from your hair all over your glasses. I put glasses on because I don't want a headache, and I want to contrast that white against the green even more. Now, a little tip. You'll think, oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You got boots on, shallow water in front of you. You can't wash your hands or anything without getting your boots wet. Well, if you go to the edge and you dig a hole like this, you've got a piece of wood to do it if you want. Like that. Get a little bit in here, like playing beaches, isn't it? That'll start to come in there. This is so easy, it's just ridiculous, doesn't bear thinking about. Watch this, folks. Watch and learn. From somebody who spent many hours playing with stones on the beach while I'm catching nothing. Yes, it's muddy, but I've got a channel there. All will become apparent. And I can come back to that and say, here's one I prepared earlier. Now you can use that little hole there when it's clear. I'll show you for A, washing your hands in when you've got ground bait and stuff, and you don't get your shoes and boots wet, or you can use it for topping up, providing you make that little channel in for topping up and wetting your ground bait. As you can see, at the present time, it's a muddy hole. We'll come back to that in a little while when it's settled. Now, although I've got the glasses on for getting more of a contrast, it could be a line bite. You see, that could be a fish that's going around and bangs a line by the feeder. It could be a small chub, or it could be a line bite, or it could indeed be a bubble mouthing the bait, mouthing the feeder. You're never going to know till it folds over. Well, I was going to say, I am superstitious, many of you know that. Wayne thinks I'm completely crackers, he's probably well true. But if I don't catch a barbel in, say, an hour and a half with these glasses on, I will take them off, figuring that, hang on, I was using my plain driving glasses, my long distance ones, the clear ones, I caught 2 fish. I put these on, it went dead. You think I'm joking? I'm not. So I basically need to catch one with the glasses on. Oh, fresh bait up, I've got a fish on. I think it's gone in a snag. I think it was only a chub, but you never know. Oh, is he out? He's out. See how I slack line? Sometimes you can slack line. Don't immediately just pull as hard as you can, because you might break something or lose a fish. It'll be a chub. Very often I just back it all off. Yeah, not a bad chub actually. £1.5 I suppose. Not big chub, no, cool. Chub over 4 pounds in there. They are so fat, I'm telling you people. Look at the bellies on them. I think in a few years this might turn into a premier chub fishery. And away he goes. There's my friend, the greedy swan. So it seems to be the barbel on the downstream end and the chub on the upstream. That's it. Keep on going. Well, it seems to have gone a bit quiet on the pellets. I'm tempted to try cube of luncheon meat behind the feeder, just see whether that does anything. Normally if you do that with a static feeder, it'll be attracting the attention of the chub. Could be the glasses. I might have to change back. Let's throw a piece of luncheon meat out and see if we can get any bites. The barbel will still take it, obviously they're there, but if you get a few bites and taps and bangs and it goes quiet, generally they've had the meat off. With the pellet, they got trouble getting that off really. Well, got a bit quiet guys. So now I might have to go back on the pellet for half an hour, 40 minutes. I mean, I want to go rolling meat out there and wading, but I feel I've got to give it good 2, 3 hours, 4 hours with this method to sort of maybe build the swim, because I don't know what's out there. Now let's get back here. Now the other way, if you want to wash your hands, look at this, I told you. There's even fish in there. Look, see them going out through the channel? There was even fish in there going out. So there's a clear pool for you to wash your hands in. But the other thing is, you think, I can't get the bucket out to put ground bait, to wet my ground bait. I put a stick down there and I've covered it over with stones, and look, I can walk right out here and get to deeper water and damp my ground bait up. And that means you don't have to buy a pair of waders, do you? Or even Wellingtons. It's just a little tip that is handy to be used. Like, I want to damp this up. So you want to damp your ground bait, you might want to mix your ground bait up. Just for the sake of 5 minutes work, look, I can get right out. I don't get my boots wet, do I? The ground bait, I've got plenty of space to get water in there. Mix it all up. And you can see the old minnows will like all this. They're on it already. Don't over wet your ground bait. That's it. But look, I'm out in the river. Of course I've got Wellingtons, I've got waders, of course I have. But I'm out and I'm not wet. You wash your hands here. But if you don't want to go to the extent of building yourself a little platform so you don't get a booty, you've got this one here. You've got your pond here, little hand wash pond. There, so you've got a choice of 2 ways of doing it. The fish like it in there, look, watch. I'm going to lure them all in there. All those minnows will come in here. All these tips, you don't get them on other fishing shows, do you? How to build a ground bait platform, how to get yourself a little hand wash pool without getting your boots wet. I love it. I'm going to love some pellets going out in a minute, I think. Well, I'm going to go back on the pellet. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, pellet banding, you can go into the tackle shop. I'll show you what they are. You get this little gizmo, you push the plunger down, and my band is there. If you can see that, it just stretches the band wide open. You put your pellet in. It's all for beginners, all for people who are newcomers to the sport. Pop it off. Get your hook, 2 schools of thought. You can go through the band itself, which makes it a bit weak, or you just go under the band. Most of the time you get the band back anyway. But what you can do, I've got, I think these are 10mm pellets, these ones. What you can do is you can put a little groove in there with a penknife. You just score it so that the band sits in that little recess and it stays in there a little bit longer. Just a little tip. And I'm going to get both of these back out on the pellet and give it at least an hour there before I go on the lunch and meat wading. Rain's coming. Let's get these out quick. Right, let's just take a look at all the fish in my little hand wash pool here. Just watch this one, a feeder's bumping a bit. I've thrown it more upstream, there's a bit more pace in the current there. Okay, so this is my hand wash pond. It's full of little fish. See them all going out. Someone's sort of trapped in there. I'm playing with them now. You can make more of a channel for them to get in there. That's a channel they're going to go out. There you go. And because over here where I wash my hands to clear the ground bait out, there's loads that go in there. I'm feeling generous. I reckon they'll come all the way down this channel. I reckon they know to come in there if I clear it. They're going to go right into my pond and then I could trap them and eat them. If I was in a survival situation, that's the way to do it. Well, I suppose if I was in a survival situation, I'd leave the fish and eat the ground bait. I had to switch cameras, guys. Feels awfully, awfully like a barbel. Hadn't had anything for ages and ages. I'm going to walk down with this a little bit because it feels like another good fish. It's definitely not a chub. Got that digging, classic sort of digging fight of a barbel. Often wonder how many tons and tons and tons of fish I've caught over 40, 50 years with these two Avon rods. Add it all up, what would it come to? That's definitely a barbel. Yeah. I've got to watch, I've got no more battery time. And I hear thunder, I believe. It'd be nice to get this fish in before the heavens open. Come on. Never be afraid to check your drag with a barbel when they get in close as well. Just this is what we call milk it. You're just milking the drag. I think it's a sort of £4, £5 fish, it feels like. So dogged, aren't they? So dogged. What is it? At this rate, I won't need to go wading. They are a fish and a half. Got good depth there too, look across the back. Let's get it out and get another bait in. Now with luncheon meat, it depends largely on the size of hook you've got. I've got a size 8 wide gape on there, so I don't really want a too big a piece. About that size, which is still plenty big for barbel, and trust me, the chub have got a big mouth, they'll take that as well. So I'll wheel them in, fill a feeder, and we'll try it with a piece of luncheon meat. And then I'll change my glasses. I generally like a bigger hook for luncheon meat, but if you put it through the middle, the distance from the back of the hook shank here to the point, when you turn it round, doesn't leave it on the outside. So I put it, let's say, not halfway through, just about a third of the way in. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. That way, when I twist it and turn it, look, the hook point should be just on the outside. I'll show you again on this one. So if I put it through the middle, I'll do it anyway if I waste this piece of meat. Look, I put it through the middle. When I turn it out, I can't get to the edge. The hook point can't get out past the edge of the meat, if that makes sense. So when I strike, I could miss the fish. Now I can sort of tear it across like that and bring it so that the hook point's just on the edge. I mean, you know, it's not the best method really to do that, I like to push it through the once, just damage the meat the one time. Otherwise you'll weaken it and it'll just break apart. You'll get one little tap from a chub and the bait will be gone. Right, let's see what we can do with this. I feel chub. That's what I'm feeling. This one, I think I'm going to send a bit downstream. If you've had quite a few fish and the drag's been spinning, you'll find it will go around the edge of the end of the quiver tip, so always untangle it. And this one I'll go way down. I think I'll give it a good lob down that way. Sit back and await events. The thing is, I can't really look away with luncheon meat too much, because looking away like this, it goes bang bang, and I don't see that, and it doesn't register as a real pull down on the bite indicator. Then I'm sitting there probably with just an empty feeder and nothing on the hook. So if I get a pull down hard, obviously it's going to jam up against the rod butt here, pull down, probably stay on the hook, and just pull a couple of inches of line across to let me know. But very often with a chub, they'll bang at it, they'll mouth it and spit it out, and that's just enough to knock the meat off the hook. If you're fishing a hardfish water with a bigger chub, they are really cute, they will do that, not trying to knock the bait off. Same for carp. Same for the rain, I could do without that, but hey ho, it is what it is. I would like to get another fish, please, in case it all suddenly tips down and goes to a storm. Peaceful or what? The wind's good, it's coming off there, hills over there and over the trees. Who remembers the old Sunday Express angling awards? Anybody old enough to remember those? If you had a good fish, it's not my umbrella, somebody gave it to me. If you got a good fish, you got mentioned the Sunday Express, you won an umbrella. Good old days when fishing was really prolific, I suppose is the word I'm looking for. There's my bite, see it? Look. Very, very chubby. Come on. It's going to be a chub, I'd say, and be a meat. Small fish, but it just goes to show you that they will prefer the meat over the pellet. You're a friend of mine. Not. Bang. Rain's coming on a bit. But the other battery's dropped out on me again. They're just going like crazy, but I think I've got a barbel on it. If not, it's a good chub. It just feels heavy, it doesn't feel like a barbel fight at all. It's just a good chub. I still can't see it. Oh yeah, really, really good chub, people. That is a good one. been a few years since I've caught a chub that big out the Y, I have to tell you. So they are there. It's a bit battle scarred, this one. Ah. There you go. Nice chub, that one, isn't it? Well, I wasn't sure it was a small barbel, it just didn't have that extra fight, you know, that you get with these. Still, great fish to catch. Get it back. So, the glasses aren't unlucky, but they could only be chub glasses and not barbel glasses. Good fish. Well, I'm dropping batteries. Like crazy. I didn't charge up last night, it's my fault. I thought I got 3. But of course, this is day 2 of a 2-part fishing trip. Maybe I took more yesterday than I thought. So I'm down to this camera at the moment. I think I'm going to stick with meat then. Well, I've got fish on, guys, not sure what it is. I want to say it's a barbel, but then they're not my barbel glasses, are they? Might be another really good chub. I think it might be a chub. No, smaller barbel. Yeah, it's got that digging. What a fish, eh? What a fish. Well, I've come all this way to catch them. I'm so stupid if it's a big chub or not. No, it's a barbel. It's the man. Brilliant. Water all over the lens, that's good. What do you think? 4s. £4 or so. Good little session, but it's sort of big quiet spells. So you'd have a quiet spell and then over it goes. It's hard to read, but acceptable. I guess stick with the pellet. Let's clean that lens as well. Is it the same your side? Is that any better? Oh, I see you got a bit of a cold. Yeah, that's better. Kind of makes you wonder what mentality fishermen have. If you said to somebody, I want you to fix your eyes on one thing up in the sky for half an hour without moving. Kind of weird, isn't it? I'm staring. Because it's all about half a second when it crashes over and the bite's going. It's all about that half, not even a second. not even a second. You're constantly in your mind waiting for it to go. It's going to go, here it goes, it's going to go. You're waiting for it all the time to be able to react to it. Otherwise we wouldn't go fishing, would we? Well, I wouldn't anyway. Weather's blowing up a bit. You see there's clouds whisking along over there, dimpling with rain. What I'm trying to do is put my feet outside the umbrella to get those as wet as I got them yesterday in the leaking waders. It's 1:30 I think last time I looked. I'm going to give it to 2 o'clock. Wind the feeder rods in and change one over, single hook, 2 treble A's. I've heard that. 2 treble A's and quite big pieces of luncheon meat, and roll them around for a while. Just lost another one, by the way, and this one feels like he's in a snag anyway. Well, I had a good bang on the first run down with a big cube of luncheon meat, and look, half a piece of luncheon meat. He's just missed the hook. So that was a big fish. Look at the width of it it's taken. Bad for me, good for the minnows. Right, let's have another run through there. All I felt was a tap, and that's it. That's the size I'm using. So you can see he chomped half of that. Final change of scenery, people. I've come down, I had a walk down, as I said, had a look. Another guy was coming back out of here and he had a spinner on. He was spinning for small trout, he said, like brown trout. So I said, anybody else fishing here? No, it's great. The other guy's gone, brilliant, he's gone. So I haven't fished this, I think, for 2 years. So I've come down to this swim. I'm going to start with a feeder, then I'm going to roll some meat through the tail end of the feeder under that tree, and then I'll probably have a go wading down there. So I'm going to finish off here. I might get lucky with one more fish, hopefully I do, and more important, I can catch one on rolling meat, which is one of my best methods that I actually, enjoy. That and float fishing for them. Probably float fishing's probably got the edge on it, but when you get it right, rolling meat is really good touch lettering. Already got the old feeder and pellet out there, so it starts a bit of feed going. I'll have a quick cup of tea, waders on, and out I go. First cast out, guys. Good old banging bite, but a chub. I nearly lost a feeder. He got me hung in something, so I've got to drop down a little bit farther. Next cast. I would imagine these guys will muller me on the luncheon meat when I get it out. Look, you guys know it. I can have a cup of tea before I start. No, rod went round. Mind you, got my pellet back. Might get lucky with a barbel. I would be well pleased to finish with one from another swim. Now this one, it's got to go a little bit left. Not quite as far. I don't know this. I've not fished it for 2 years, but this was always known as a right snaggy swim. Right, having been rudely interrupted, cheers. And of course the speciality, you know I've had a bite, is that it's a 2-day-old cheese and ham and a bit of mayonnaise sandwich together with some crumbled ground bait and trout pellet. The trout pellet does leave a sort of aftertaste. One barbel and no rain would be nice. Well, I'm going for broke with the size of the pieces of lunch and meat. But I caught plenty of small chub now and a barbel. Guys, I'm trying to get the camera on the right way. It's chub central here. Big bits and small bits, it really don't make much difference to them. I had quite a few tappy bites up, and as I thought before, it is snaggy up there, but I've dropped off one of the treble A shots. I'm only on a single treble A now, so that hopefully it just bumps across the bottom a bit lighter. This feels a nice chub. Oh yeah, this is worth catching, this one. Look at that. With some twisted rings up there, I'm not surprised. Come on. Come to Uncle Graeme. That is a crackerjack chub. And he sucked that back. I needed a scourger. There we are. Uno decent chub. Funny red mark on his back. That looks like a heron stab or something. I'll keep this with me. What's that? 3 chub in 3 casts. Come on guys, I've come down with the waders. Well, wound from up there, come downstream. Had some chub. And now, absolutely, there's no waders as a chub. But I can't move much because I'm in such powerful water. I'll be going over if I make any steps, so I've got to play him out and get him to hand. Yes, a barbel. Oh man, that'd be nice. Come on, come to Uncle Graeme. And there we go. Oh my God, so pleased. 5 barbel, people. Gone. Well, I was just packing up. I'm going to go sit on the feeder. So there are fish and they're just over on that back side. Very funny sort of bite though. Wowee. That means more meat. Well, that was worth the move, wasn't it? I just got to get in a little honey. It's very, very, very snaggy with boulders. It's just trying to find the right pace is the problem. I want it where it sort of goes through and just holds back a little bit. Yeah, I'm snagged in the bottom again, you see, it's in boulders. Every time you pull it, the meat will come off. Well guys, I'm going to call it. It's about 6 o'clock. I've got nearly 3-hour drive home. Whether I find some chips on the way, I probably might not. I might just eat my rubbish biscuits and crisps and all that junk food that we normally have. And just hit the road because I will get tired. It's the second day now. So if you've enjoyed this one, I've done really good at the end of the day, but by golly, have I had to work for it. Not as easy as it's been other years. I must have had 50 to 60 chub. I can't film them all. There's so many of them now, it's unbelievable. It's going to be really good chub fish in 3-4 years time, we hope. Fingers crossed the barbel is still here as well. So hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next show, and hopefully a few fish in it. See you again.